guess we're live. So welcome to the Raindance Film Festival and to the Q&A for the film Kosa. My name is Miki La Rosa. I'm a film curator and writer, and I represent the Raindance Film Festival today. We are honored to have the world premiere of Kosa, and I'm very, very pleased to introduce to you the director of the film, Mohit Priyadashi. Mohit, if you can hear the virtual round of applause, that's for you and for your film. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Also joining us today are the two cinematographers of the film, Ananta Krishnan and Ashok Meena. Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
And three of the actors from the film. We've got Kunal Banje playing Kosa. Hi, Kunal. We got Nuyab Nakat playing Saira. Hello. And Vital Kale, or Kale.
Yes.
Sorry about my pronunciation, guys, today. Playing Kesha.
Okay.
So I'm glad you could join us today. Just to give you a bit of housekeeping, the interview will last approximately 30 minutes, and the audience will be able to join in with their own questions towards the end of the interview. So please, if you're an audience member, drop in your question in the Q&A box, not the chat box, the Q&A box, very important. So I believe everybody is connected now, so we can start the interview. The journey of Kosa. This is the very first step of for the film, because this marks the world premiere of the film. Mohit, this is your debut feature as well. So first of all, how do you feel about coming to the Raindance Film Festival, coming to the UK, and internationally premiere your excellent film?
I feel very excited. There was a point of time, and my crew knows this, that we were kind of stuck in the middle. After having made half the film, there was a point of time that we thought that we will not be able to finish the film. So to be here and to actually see the film come to fruition and actually really like the film and how it has come finally, it's been very exciting. And we always used to follow Raindance, and it's always been kind of, path breaking. I was a little nervous about this kind of a film and the kind of kind of response that it will receive in India because of the political situation, not only right now but generally. So we really wanted to show it at a place where people can view it, and then hopefully come back to India. And Raindance for us was the perfect kind of platform. And even when we were,
as I said, hopefully this is only the start of the journey for Kosa, and then you can go around the world and showcase your impressive first feature. If I may say so, it seems to me that this is a story about injustice, corruption, and oppression. Why was it important for you, Mohit, to tell this particular story?
It's not something that we really thought about. I mean, I thought about, or the crew, the main core of the crew was kind of always the same. So we were always talking about making, writing a film and going about it. And I think it was just very natural. Like one of my friends, Devika, she was my classmate in college, and she introduced me to a lot of people who were working, with Adivasi people. And through her, I got to know some other people, and I went on the field, and I actually saw that everything that we saw in the news media outside in the cities was not what it was on the ground. And then it was just very natural. I heard a few stories by people who worked there themselves, and it just clicked. We thought, like, we want to make this kind of a film, and we want to use the tools of filmmaking and art to say something which is not being told by the media and is not being told by anybody. So that is how it started. And then it was just, one thing led to another, and are here. So.
And these stories that you heard were about tribal communities in India?
Yeah, these are about tribal communities. So about like 10% of the Indian population is about tribal, and a lot of those people in the central Indian forests, uh, um, they basically depend on the forests, and for a long period of time they have depended on the forests, and it's a very sustainable kind of life. They're very uh, symbiotic kind of a relationship that they have. So with a lot of industries, the problem is not that is being industrialized, or the problem is being done very haphazardly. There's no process behind it, and so that's why there is a lot of internal rebellion which is happening. There is a lot of chaos which is happening, and people are just Adivasi people are just caught in the middle. Like there's no way to go, and they either cannot get development, and they're also being harassed and killed. So it's not doing anybody any good at all.
The film definitely it can be viewed as a warning, as a comment on exploitation carried out by authorities in local tribal communities. For example, the land developers exploit
Absolutely.
local government officials, then the police exploit the innocent young man like Kosa. Yeah. Did you get any opposition from the authorities while filming this story?
Actually, so the story where it takes place, one of the interesting things about the film is like the actual story, like the story that we got inspired from, is based on a true story. So we could not shoot in that state because it's almost impossible for us to, and especially like we're very young filmmakers, new filmmakers, so we don't have that kind of clout as well. So it was very difficult for us to get permission from the authorities. So what we did was kind of find places which look very similar and which had the same kind of communities, but same kind of problems were not existing exactly at that point of time. So we were able to shoot like that. It was very difficult to shoot. So basically we did not shoot in the actual location. We just found places which looked similar.
And did you get any resistance from the local police, or?
At times, yes. At times, they were always. So we knew this, like people who have been working in that area, and documentary filmmakers and activists, they always used to tell us that, you have to find some kind of, you should have an alternate story. So whenever people would come to me and they would ask, what are you making? I would be like, it's Adivasi love story. So they would be like, okay, fine, that's good. And then we would just go about doing our business. We even changed the name of the film, during the shoot.
Well, you could have had a different script and just handed a romantic comedy to them.
So that is kind of what we did.
My next question is for Noyab and Kunal. I know that Vital is a pro, is an old pro, he's done lots of movies, but for you two guys, this was your debut feature, I believe. So how did the project come to you guys? Can I talk to Noyab first?
Yeah. Essentially, Mohit's friend is my friend. Her name is Devika. And both Mohit and Devika are really passionate, were really passionate about this project, this film, this story. And Devika and I used to do theater together. So she's the one who suggested that for Saira, you should try. And Mohit picked me up, and that's how it came to me. He told me the story and he said, if you're interested in it, if you want to take this up, we are making a movie, we're trying something, we're trying to film a story that I am really passionate about. And when I read the story, I was like, yeah, this is something that I would want to explore, pursue, and perform.
Well, what a great story to start your career with, right?
Yes. Yes.
And how was for you, Kunal? How did the project come to you?
Yeah, actually, it's I was selected for this film through an audition that took place in our in my hometown, Chhattisgarh, and I used to do theater since from 2007 in my hometown, and also my father was a active theater artist, and he's working since from 85. So yeah, Mohit and Ashok sir was there to take audition.
Can I ask Mohit how many people auditioned for the role of Kosa? Was it many people? Oh, Mohit, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Actually, not many people. We had a few people that we already had in mind, but for some reason or the other, did not kind of work out. But what we wanted to do was go to this place, so this story takes place in Chhattisgarh. So we wanted to find actors from there. And one of the things was to find non-professional actors, because we thought it would be better to work with them, because we don't want
to
to
give
work
that kind of feeling to the film.
To give that kind of a realistic feeling. Yeah, and also we knew that we'll be shooting, it will be a very raw kind of film. So we went there, and then I think in his group, we auditioned with a theater group before his group. And then when he came, we just thought, we gave him a line to read, a situation, which was a torture scene. And he really pulled it off very well. And we knew that, at least we have started, he was the first person that we cast, technically. So we were like, okay, finally the film started, and he's the guy who is going to do it. So it did not take us very long, but we did audition, I think, 4 or 5 people.
Okay, great. Vital and Nuria, I'm coming to you next. It seems to me that your characters in the film, the character of the journalist and the lawyer, are sidelined by their own institutions. So, for example, your character, Nuria, is kind of ridiculed for being a woman lawyer. So is this what really happens in villages and tribal communities? Is this what you found? Or maybe in your research?
I mean, I
so Vital, do you want to answer first? Sorry.
No, she can. Nuriam, please do, Nuriam.
Yeah, go on, Nuria.
I'd say, as in my personal experience has been that institutions in general are sort of put women at the periphery. So there is that clash always to establish your power in any institution, which gets worse when your institutions are government run. It does. I mean, from my personal experience, because there is this big divide, and yeah, it happens. I mean, as a woman, it's the response is sort of, you adapt to it. You know that this exists, so you adapt to it and you play around it. So that's probably what my character was doing as well.
Okay, and for you, Vital?
Hi. What was the question?
So how do you think this is what happens in villages, that journalists are kind of sidelined by their employers, and they are kind of they are put obstacles in front of them to not let the truth come out?
Yes, I think it happens right now also. So, a lot of local journalists, they want to expose something which is very crucial, important, but by the authority or by their bosses, they have to just entertain the people, and uh, they force them to leave the important subject to the aside and just entertain, just write a very lighter stories and just come with the advertisement.
And as we're talking to you, Vital, how did the role come to you?
I was the last option. I think I was the very last option. I think they were finding someone, but they failed maybe, or if I'm sorry
did
if I'm
it
wrong.
fall through for them?
Yeah, so they called me a very last moment, and I was there. But they, I hope I did well as per the director's
Well,
expectations.
I don't think we could imagine any other actor playing their role right now. So,
thank you so much.
Congratulations! It's a terrific performance.
Yes, thank you. And I thanks to selection committee who selected such kind of film in Raindance. So it's boosting our energy and the courage to make such kind of films. Thank you so much.
No worries. Let me come to Anantha and Ashok next. So you guys share the cinematography credits on the film. I'd like to know how this was worked out in practicality. So were you both on set at the same time, or did you just divide the days? How was it for you guys? Anantha, do you want to answer first?
It was a I joined as a crew. Actually, it was an accident. Like one of our friend told me you have to meet this writer, filmmaker Mohit. Then we met, and then I heard the story. Then it was great. Then actually I was really part of pre-production and the first schedule. I think we shot in Madhya Pradesh, then some remote areas. So yes, Ashok was there throughout the movie, and I was there for first schedule. The second schedule I couldn't make it because I had to move to Lisbon for attending a course. So then Ashok shot the second schedule of the movie, especially the court scene and other part. And logistically speaking, Mohit decided to shoot a landscape where there is no electricity. So it was physically, logistically speaking, it was really difficult to have this. You know, you always think about batteries and a lot of other things because you have this time schedule, but at the same time, batteries are drying out, and then there are a lot of night sequence. And it was a summertime, so we had only like very limited equipment. So, but at the same time, it was physically challenging.
Did you only shoot in natural light over these periods?
No. We combined both. We used both, but it
Combination
was
of
like
both.
combination. But it was a summer time, and it was around 38, 37 degree. So it was too difficult for us to, because we decided to shoot a lot of natural because the story was happening in this village. So we really want to use this sunlight, but we were shooting during the May-June time, so I think it was really sunny, so it was too difficult for us to we didn't have really expensive filters, so we were quite struggling, but somehow it worked out.
Are we talking about May, June of last year, 2019?
No, we shot in 2017.
Oh, 17. Oh,
because we had a break. Yeah, it was so difficult for us to finish this movie. Actually, that's what I because Vital was mentioning. I really want to say it again. This selection by the Raindance, actually, it really motivated us. It really moved. For me, it was psychologically. It was for a lot of people like Ashok and Mohit. Everybody, for us, it was a first feature.
So Ashok, coming to you, were you always supposed to be the lead cinematographer on the shoot?
No,
originally, at least.
Yeah, like I was with Mohit when we heard this story, so we decided to make this film. Like I didn't think like I will do camera or I will assist in direction, whatever. But we really want to make this story. When we heard it, then we really felt connected to the Adivasi people. So we thought like we should tell their story through our medium. So our medium is cinema. So we should make film on this subject. So we decided on the spot only when we heard it. Then uh, then we started doing some paperwork and location recce, and we were searching for fund and all. So during that time I already committed for a documentary, so I went to shoot the documentary. So it took 3-4 months. Then Ananta joined Mohit. Then they started doing the location recce and all. So I came late. I came on shoot on proper time, but then Ananta started, so they started doing it. So I was like, the story was important for me. So I can be anything in the. I was ready to do anything for the script, for the story, but story was important for me. Not like I want to do as a cinematographer. So whatever aspect, in whatever aspect I need to do work, I will do it. So I started assisting Mohit. So I was assisting in the direction. So me and Mohit started working on a script also. Then we did location Reiki together. Then Ananta started, like Ananta was the cinematographer for the first schedule. And the first schedule was very tough because the location was like that. Like we had no proper water, like proper clean water, food, and we had nothing. Uh, but like everybody, like crew was very nice. Like whenever Mohit called them, they came. Uh, that's why we are here. So crew was nice, actors was also nice. Whenever we called them, they came. uh, After first schedule, Ananta left for his studies. Then Mohit asked me to do the camera. Then I said, okay, I'll do it. uh, then I started cinematography part. It was difficult for me because the location we shot, that the village part we shot in a different location, and I have to shoot like village part also, and town also, the court scenes and all. So it was difficult to maintain the geography and the movement of camera and angles. Like the average cinematographer has their own perspective. So like Ananta's framing and Ananta's angle and movements are different from me. So I had to maintain that, and I tried it. Geographically, it was difficult, but still we tried to choose locations that we can manage to like to keep continuity, or you can say same look. So I
And
think
let me tell you, whoever shot the second brutal abduction scene in the beautiful, gorgeous twilight of the evening,
That's Ananta.
I mean,
Ananta,
credit, amazing work, amazing work, beautiful,
So
glowing
I would
twilight.
I would just like to add a very small thing. So obviously, like all of us work very hard, but I really have to also thank all the Adivasi people, because we went into their homes, they welcomed us, we stayed with them, they fed us. You know, like this film, and as Ananta was saying, that even electricity was not there. So we were isolated from our people, you know, like outside people, and we were not in touch with our colleagues or friends or families. So we were completely dependent on them, and we were there for a month. So unless they had taken care of us, uh, just to take the next step also would have not been possible. So I really just had to say that, because
Yeah, no, that's great. So going back to that second abduction scene, Mohit, was
Right.
it always your intention to create such a contrast between something so tragic as the abduction and something so gorgeous as the scenes in the twilight?
Yes. So Anant, when we talked about it with, so I actually, you know, like the story that it is inspired from, a lot of people come. It's not just 3 or 4 people. It's like, you know, 25 people of the CRPF, or, you know, the state security personnel. They come and they really ransack the whole village. So there have been instances in Chhattisgarh in the last 20 years where, you know, innocent people have been killed while they were celebrating a festival or something like that was going on. So I just wanted to create a very, very tense and very chaotic and very disturbing kind of. I did not want to show violence, but I wanted it to be very, very, crazy, because that is the kind of thing that we wanted to do. But also, and we did not have any lights. So when I discussed this with Ananta, he said, "When do you want to do this?" So I said, "You know what? I want to do it at night, because usually they come late at night. Like that is what I've heard." So he said, but that would not be possible, because we don't have lights. So why don't we cheat and we do it in the magic hour? And so then our whole idea was to try and do it in the magic hour, but we only had about 15 minutes to do it. And so a lot of energy that you see is also because we were not able to rehearse, and it actually just happened. People just went crazy. and Ananta was there throughout, and actually
well, there was a
Kunal
lot
got
of
really
camera work.
Yeah, it was
hand
very,
camera,
he had to
right?
run around a lot,
Yeah.
and and actually Kunal got hurt, like, because like even I was not there because I could not run with the camera crew. So it was like that, but I'm glad that we could shoot at that hour, because we did not want it to be very obviously we wanted it to be dark, but then that whole feel has come about because we could shoot during that time.
And Mohit, after that scene, I noticed another great juxtaposition between the excavation of the site by the land developers and the burial of Kosa, which is simple but beautiful. So how was filming that scene for you, Kunal?
Actually, it was so
Well, you
scary.
probably weren't there, right?
Yeah, it was so scary. Actually, uh, we shooted it 2 times. Okay, first was Mohit sir.
Yes.
So this was first part. Actually, we shooted it 2 times. Funeral. Okay, and the it was like real people, Adivasi, and that people was from that area only,
Village.
and it was like they were. It was 3 rounds in between that funeral, and I was. It was so like I was. Uh, सर आप ट्रांसलेट कर दीजिए बहुत
बिल्कुल
कि वो एक्चुअल में वो
मोहित
लोग
तुम बोल
बहुत
दो
हाँ वो
He's,
क्योंकि वो
yeah,
लोग
so basically Mickey, he's saying that the funeral was very difficult for him to shoot.
So he was there all the time.
He was there all the
He
time,
wasn't
and
like a body
yeah,
double.
so
No.
we actually put his body, so we did not have a spare person. So we were like, Kunal, you have to do this as well. And actually, like, so we shot it twice, like he said. We shot it the second time because we thought the first time it did not come so well. And actually the people, because those were local people in the village, so they actually put him in, and some people were saying like, let's put the mud over him as well, let's just put him on, because it was like that, because a lot of people were not understanding what we were trying to do. So it was very it was disturbing for him for sure. And
Okay, one last question from me, because I see that the audience want to ask some questions and we're nearly out of time. So Mohit, what do you hope to achieve when Kosa is finally released in India? Will things change?
I don't know if the whole idea was so that films can be weapons of change, can be tools of bringing about a change. And kind of cinema that we see today, I mean, I really appreciate it, I like it, but cinema should not just be the cinema of the spectacle. There is something more to that. And so that was the idea, and I hope when people see it in India, what is happening in Kashmir, and you know what is happening in a lot of these places. So I hope that people stop, believing everything that they see in the mainstream news channels and things like that, because disinformation is like going crazy. At least 20 years ago, when the internet was not there, at least there was, the one source was verifiable, but now it's totally crazy. So I hope people start talking about the Adivasis, they start paying attention to what is happening, because if all the forests and the Adivasis go, then it's, one day is going to be them. So and also, like, ecologically, it's really crazy what is happening. So we need to take care of our country and the people. And so I hope that people, when they see it, they just don't, because it's kind of sacrosanct, like, people don't question the security personnel and the institution. I'm not talking about individuals, but the institution. So I hope that people don't question it, but at least there are valid questions of what is happening, and what is happening with the trials, what is happening with the underage people who have been caught. And it's happening in cities, it's happening in villages. So I hope that it does have that kind of an impact where people start talking about it.
We really hope so. So I've got a question from the audience. This is from, I apologize in advance for the pronunciation, Isterine Kaya. What percent what percentage of the story is based in reality?
Almost 70%, like the story, everything that happens in the movie with the case is almost completely true, because I tried to get the lawyer Isha Khandelwal, who was the person who kind of influenced on her character, and she was the one who gave me her notes and shared things with me. So a lot of what is happening with the case and what happened with Kosa in many ways is similar, but because of like structural reasons or other reasons, logistical reasons, we could not shoot like 20 people coming, or we had to do his funeral. Actually, with the real person, even the body of the real person, whose name was Arjun, even his body was not given back to the villagers. So I was very confused about whether we should do the funeral or not, because actually the body was not available for the funeral. But then I did not want to go there, because then it becomes a different thing altogether. We have to go in. So it is very, I would say, like, I would not want to give a number, but I'd say like 60 to 70% is based on absolute reality.
Thanks for that. I think we're at the end of our conversation. Thanks very much to all of you. I want to thank Kunal, Noya, Vital, Ananta, Ashok, and of course Mohit. Good luck with the film. We know it's the first step of your journey, so congratulations again. And if you're a member of the audience and you enjoyed Kosa or any other film, please consider donating £5 to the festival. This will keep us alive. Next year, we can go back to Piccadilly, have a physical festival, a great festival. If you can't find that button, go to raindance.org/donate. So thanks again to all of you. I've been Miki La Rosa, film curator and writer.
Thanks, Miki. It was a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.